We stumble upon this church after passing through the busy streets of Piazza Navona, or those of San Luigi dei Francesi or Sant'Eustachio, maybe stopping for a quick coffee, and we come upon this facade, which is built from the travertine of the Colosseum. Welcome back to Crux Stationalis. Today we find ourselves at the Roman Station Church of the Basilica di Sant'Agostino, the church dedicated to Saint Augustine of Hippo in Rome. This church, however, is not the original Roman Station Church for this Saturday after Ash Wednesday. Rather, there was a church which stood near here, under the title of Saint Tryphon. The basilica is known for its Roman Renaissance architectural style, with artwork by artists such as Caravaggio, Raphael, Guercino, and Bernini. It is also the burial place of Saint Monica, the mother of Saint Augustine of Hippo. The Order of Saint Augustine was founded in the year 1244, and its first church and monastery in Rome were that of Santa Maria del Popolo, next to the Porta del Popolo on the Roman wall. The friars of the newly founded mendicant order, however, desired to have their main house closer to the Pope in the administration of the church. Pope Honorius IV only authorized the construction of a new monastery near the Church of St. Tryphon, because a new church would be too close to that original Roman station church, built in the 8th century. However, this new basilica replaced the Church of St. Tryphon in the late 15th century. The relics which were preserved in the original church are still preserved at Sant'Agostino. These relics are exposed in the evening of this Saturday after Ash Wednesday for the faithful to venerate. These are the remains of Saints Tryphon, Respicius, and Nympha, along with many other relics which are also exposed. Here we find ourselves in the chapel of Sant'Agostino, Saint Augustine. Many of us know the story of Saint Augustine, or at least that he was late in his conversion. I wish to read a quote from him before going on to speak about Saint Monica, his mother, the one who shed so many tears in expectation of his conversion. Saint Augustine wrote, "Late have I loved you. O beauty ever ancient, ever new, late have I loved you. You were within me, but I was outside, and it was there that I searched for you. In my unloveliness I plunged into the lovely things which you created. You were with me, but I was not with you. Created things kept me from you. Yet, if they had not been in you, they would not have been at all. You called, you shouted, and you broke through my deafness. You flashed, you shone, and you dispelled my blindness. You breathed your fragrance on me. I drew in breath, and now I pant for you. I have tasted you. Now I hunger and thirst for more. You touched me, and I burned for your peace." Now let us turn to the life of Saint Monica. She was an early North African Christian saint and mother of Saint Augustine of Hippo. She lived from the years 332 to 387. She is revered for her outstanding Christian virtues, particularly the suffering caused by the infidelity of her husband, and her prayerful life dedicated to the reformation and conversion of her son, who wrote extensively of her pious acts and life with her in his Confessions. Christian piety recalls Monica weeping every night for her son Augustine. When younger, Augustine fell ill, and Monica pleaded her husband to have Augustine baptized, but her husband withdrew his consent when the boy recovered. Monica's relief at Augustine's recovery turned to anxiety as he misspent his renewed life being wayward and, as he himself says, lazy. In the course of his studies, he embraced a Manichaean form of thought, which promotes a dualism, a struggle between good and evil, and that good and evil are two equal powers. We can hear in the writing that I quoted of St. Augustine the change in his thought in this regard, for he says, "The lovely things kept me far from you, though if they did not have their existence in you, they had no existence at all." We see that St. Augustine came to realize the truth, that evil does not have this equal bearing with the good. a thought which was embraced by Manichaeanism. A further thought of this belief system is that life in this world is unbearably painful and radically evil, and that the only thing that frees us from this is a Gnostic knowledge, a knowledge which escapes from the wickedness of creation, the wickedness of our bodies. That is the folly of dualism. Rather, in the Catholic thought and faith, we embrace the fullness of the human person, body and soul, created in the image and likeness of God, as good. St. Augustine, having fallen into the errors of Manichaeanism, returned home and shared his views with Monica. She drove him away from her table. However, she is said to have experienced a vision that convinced her to reconcile with him. An unnamed bishop also consoled her with the words, "The child of those tears shall never perish." Monica followed her wayward son to Rome, where he had gone secretly. When she had arrived, he had already gone on further to Milan, but she followed him there too. There she found St. Ambrose, and through him she ultimately saw Augustine convert to Christianity after 17 years of resistance. Monica and her son spent 6 peaceful months near Milan, after which Augustine was baptized by Ambrose in the church of St. John the Baptist. Monica and Augustine left for Africa, and they set out on their way, stopping at Civitavecchia and at Ostia. There Monica died, and Augustine's grief inspired the book of his Confessions. We enter this church, this Basilica of Sant'Agostino, and what we sense is a mother's solicitude, a mother's love, that of St. Monica for Augustine, that of Our Lady for us, that of our own earthly mothers, however imperfect it may be in this fallen world. And further, women and mothers flock to this statue of Our Lady. The Virgin seated on the throne with the child standing on her left leg, surrounded by innumerable votive offerings, following the miracles which had been accomplished. Out of popular devotion since the early 19th century, this Madonna and child has been considered the protector of women in childbirth, so much so that it took that very name, the Madonna del Parto, Our Lady of Childbirth. In 1822, Pope Pius VII, as evidenced by the inscription placed at the base of the statue, granted an indulgence to anyone who came to Our Lady with trust, kissed her foot, and entrusted to her their cares. Thank you for joining us today at Crux Stationalis for our visit to the Roman Station Church of the Basilica di Sant'Agostino. Please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and like this video. And please share the video with your family and friends so no one misses out on this Roman Station Church itinerary. God bless you, and we will see you tomorrow at San Giovanni in Laterano.